Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tanta Passione. What a night! I went to bed at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, but probably I witnessed with my eyes something that will be remembered for very long time. But let's start from the end with the statement made by Novak Djokovic just at the end of his match against Alexander Zverev. There is only one match left. All in. Let's do it. I'm going to treat the next match like it's the last one of my career. For sure, Novak Djokovic, he is mentally and physically ready for his last dance on the Arthur Ashe. Between him and the calendar Grand Slam, it's only left one player, Daniil Medvedev. Sometimes the destiny is strange and particular because everything started back in February. Novak Djokovic against Daniil Medvedev at the Australian Open final, and tomorrow, 12th of September, who knows, it's going to be the same score, it's going to be the same result. In that occasion, Novak won for 3-0. He was dominating the match from the beginning until the end. And I have to say, he's very focused, even when at the end he was asked if you win, it's going to be your 21st Grand Slam, so you're going to overtake Roger and Rafa. Also, you're going to complete the calendar Grand Slam, the first player to do it since Rod Laver, I believe, back in 1969. And he just said, no, if I win, it's going to be my 4th US Open. At the same time, during the press conference, he's not avoiding these questions like Serena Williams did in 2015. We all remember in that occasion, Serena was defeated in the semifinal by the Italian Roberta Vinci. But Djokovic is on one side very excited to the idea that he said, I created this image of myself, of the player who never dies. The player is always there, in particular in the best of 5. And also, I have like a huge opportunity, so I really want to leave the momentum. I want to give everything. And also he mentioned Kobe Bryant. He said, I remember some years ago, during the finals, the Lakers were leading 3-1, and when they asked Kobe Bryant, how do you feel? He said, the job is not finished, it's not done yet, so I'm focused and I need one more win. And this is exactly what Novak Djokovic needs on Sunday. If let's rewind a little bit and start from the beginning, the match started at midnight UK time. It was 7:30 p.m. local time in New York. The two players, knew each other very well. We all remember the last time that they played against each other 1 month ago in Tokyo. In that case, Zverev won. And I have to say, in the first set, Zverev was really focused. He was serving unbelievable. I think he hit a lot of first, but even second serves on over 130 miles per hour. And he won very quickly the opening set. Only it took 37 minutes for the German to secure it with the score of 6-4. The break came in the 9th game when Djokovic was 15-40 down, and due to a double fault, he basically gave the lead to Zverev, who after went on serve, and he was leading 1-0 to love. But from the beginning of the second, he made the same mistake that all of his previous players this year made against Novak. Instead of being like a shark smelling the blood and realizing that it was the time probably to be even more aggressive, he gave the impression of relaxing a little bit, and it was not a coincidence that he was broken in the second and the eighth game. In the second game due to a double fault, and so after 1 hour and 15 minutes of play, the score was on level. The third set started with Djokovic suffering more during his serving games, saved one break point in the opening game and two consecutive on 15-40 in the fifth. Probably the fact that, even if Novak was not performing his best, definitely the level and the intensity was not the same that he showed during the match against Matteo Berrettini. He never gave the impression of damaging Zverev, who was very solid from both wings. He improved so much with his forehand, in particular with the forehand down the line. But at that point, I think, considering also the age, the 10 years gap between the two players, I was expecting probably Zverev to follow more his tactic that paid back at the Olympics. But instead, Zverev was sometimes getting too impatient instead of staying in the rally. And also probably Djokovic realized the danger. He didn't want to stay too much from the baseline, and he was doing much more serve and volley. He was coming to the net very often, in particular when he was in danger. And in a classic, probably Djokovic match or game plan, the break came in favor of the Serbian player in the 10th game, when Zverev went on serve to stay in the third set. He went immediately love 40 down. He saved the first two set points, in particular the second, after winning with a forehand. 53 shots rally, something insane. All the entourage was completely over the moon, cheering, and shouting. But in that case, even if we look, at the statistics, both players finished the set with -3, 10 winners for Djokovic and 13 unforced errors, instead 8 winners for Zverev and 11 unforced errors. And I have to say that third set was the turning point. It was a set that was won by Djokovic more mentally than with the beauty of his game or physically. And we were all aware about his incredible career score and record in the fifth set. He played, 45 times on a fifth setter in a Grand Slam, and he won 35 matches. So probably was not a coincidence. And even if he dropped a little bit his level in the fourth, and he gave basically a break to Zverev in the third game after a very long game, the last 10 minutes. The match was too quick. If you consider 4 sets were played in 2 hours and 52 minutes. For sure, I think the fourth set was the one that was played in the best way by Alexander Zverev. 15 winners for him. But in the fifth, everything changed. I saw again Djokovic basically raising his level and becoming more like a wall, not making unforced errors, really pushing Zverev to the limit. So in only 25 minutes, the score was already 5-love in favor of the world number one. who went on serve on 5-1 to finish the match. He was broken in that occasion after, the fifth break point in favor of Zverev. Probably, the commentators, Jim Courier and Tim Henman, were wondering, what do you think? We can have like a massive surprise, but they didn't take into consideration Novak Djokovic, because in the following game he managed basically to break the back, and he could celebrate with his corner. I have to say, you could notice that Djokovic was feeling so much this match. The fact that he was not shouting, probably the only crazy celebration that I saw, I remember, was in the fifth set when he went 4-love up. He knew that Zverev was a very dangerous opponent. He knew that in terms of matchup, Zverev was probably the player who could put him and give him, more damage. And I have to say that he overtook this mission. And to be honest, like I said at the beginning of the tournament, I don't know how Daniil Medvedev will be able basically to defeat him on Sunday. I'm pretty sure everything, the table is already set. I'm pretty sure that the organizers of the US Open already made a video to celebrate all the wins of Novak during the Grand Slams, like they did in 2019 with Rafa. It's not a coincidence that Rod Laver is there and is going to handle the trophy to the winner. So what can I say? We only have to wait until tomorrow. Fortunately, more human time for me, because the final will start at 4 p.m. New York time, so it's going to be 9 p.m. here in the UK, and I'm gonna be able to enjoy it, but also to have like more hours of sleep. So let me know what are your predictions. I didn't mention too much. The match won the semifinal by Medvedev. It was quite one-sided against Auger Aliassime. He won easily in 3 straight sets. Okay, only in the second, the Canadian player was 5-2 up, but after the world number 2 won 5 games in a row, and he gave the impression, to be on fire. He's going to play his third Grand Slam final, the second here in New York, one already, and another one played this year in Australia. My prediction is a Novak to win either in 3 or 4 sets. If, just before leaving you, they call the Australian Open the Happy Slam, probably this year the US Open can be called either the Teenage Slam, because tonight we are going to have the women's final, Raducanu against Fernandez. I can't wait. Again, it's going to start around 20 past 9 p.m. UK time, and tomorrow probably we are going to have what has been called, if in 2015 they were saying Serena Slam, we have now Nole Slam. I don't know if you're a great fan of the trilogy Matrix. I have like the impression that Novak Djokovic is like a Mr. Anderson. Let's see if Daniil Medvedev will be the Agent Smith. We all know what happened in the trilogy, who won at the end, but I think it's an end that is already written. It's quite inevitable that probably we're going to have Novak Djokovic winning on Sunday. Leave your prediction. That's all for today. Probably I'm going to have a power nap this afternoon, and stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and see you very soon. Ciao!